You have been seduced by a comfortable lie. From the moment you entered the social contract, a specific script was installed in your mind. It is a virus, a malware designed to strip you of your teeth and render you harmless. It promised you a transaction that seemed fair on the surface. It promised that if you kept your head down, if you followed the rules, if you acted with moral goodness and didn't make noise, the world would eventually reward you. You were told that meritocracy is real. You were told that the good guy gets the girl, gets the promotion, and dies happy. The deception is this. You believed the game only existed in the workplace. You believed that if you were just nice enough, the universe would owe you a living. But look at your life. Really, look at it. The same corrupt, ancient mechanism that determines who gets promoted also determines who gets respect at the family dinner table. It determines who secures the desired partner and who settles for good enough. It determines whose advice is taken as law and whose advice is interrupted. It is a simple, dark law written in the DNA of our species. The energy you waste on being agreeable is the energy you forfeit for authority. You feel a burning injustice in your chest, don't you? You look at the loud, arrogant, seemingly incompetent people rising above you and you think, this is unfair. I am the better person. I am the one with the superior moral compass. I actually do the work. You are correct. You are virtuous. You are a good man. And that is exactly why you are perpetually disregarded. That is exactly why you are broke. The world does not run on morality. The universe is not a karma cafe. It runs on leverage, perception, and power. By clinging to the fantasy of a just system, you have voluntarily crippled your ability to act. You mistake your inability to be dangerous for integrity. You tell yourself you are peaceful, but you are not peaceful, you are harmless, and there is a profound difference. This is the reality gap. It is the chasm between the world as it ought to be, the fantasy of innocence, and the world as it is. The good guy believes his emotional honesty will protect him. The sovereign knows that truth without force is suicide. The good guy waits to be recognized. The sovereign manufactures the spotlight. The good guy fears confrontation. The sovereign welcomes it as a calibration opportunity. To escape this cycle of invisible servitude, you must confront the man who codified the human operating system, Niccolò Machiavelli. For 5 centuries, he has been vilified. The church banned his books. Monarchs publicly denounced him while secretly reading him by candlelight. Why? He was not hated for inventing cruelty. He was hated for merely describing it. While other philosophers retreated into ivory towers to design utopias that could never exist, Machiavelli stood in the blood and mud of the Italian courts. He observed the streets, the war rooms, and the darkest corners of the human heart. He concluded that men are not motivated by goodness, gratitude, or holiness. They are driven by 2 constant, corrosive forces, fear and greed. He provided a manual for efficacy. He didn't ask, what is good? He asked, what works? Today, we are going to perform an autopsy on your failure. We are going to dismantle the good guy programming that keeps you poor, lonely, and resentful. We will install 3 operating systems derived from the Machiavellian canon. This is not for the faint of heart. If you are easily offended, if you prefer the comfort of the lie, you should stop listening now. But if you are ready to wake up, if you are ready to stop being the background character in your own movie, then pay attention. To understand why you remain stagnant while others ascend, we must leave philosophy for a moment and look at the biology of your own existence. Nature is not a democracy. Nature is a slaughterhouse. It is a cold, indifferent machine optimized for one thing: the survival of the fittest. In this slaughterhouse, there are essentially two biological configurations: the grazer and the hunter. Look at the anatomy of the prey. A rabbit, a deer, a gazelle. Where are their eyes positioned? On the sides of their skull. This gives them a panoramic view of the world, a 360-degree radar designed for one specific purpose: fear. They are built to scan. They scan for threats, they scan for movement, they scan for the displeasure of others. Their entire nervous system is wired to ask the perpetual, anxious question: am I safe? Is anyone watching? Do I have permission to exist? Is there a predator nearby? Now, look at the predator, the wolf, the eagle, the lion. Where are their eyes? Front-facing, binocular vision. They sacrifice peripheral safety for depth perception. They do not scan the horizon for permission. They lock onto a target. Their internal monologue is not "am I safe?" It is "can I reach it?" They possess a singularity of focus that the prey can never understand. You, my friend, have been socially engineered to have the psychology of the grazer. Think about how you walk into a room. You enter a meeting, a party, a gym. What is the first thing you do? You scan. You scan the hierarchy to see who holds the power. You scan the social climate to see what opinions are safe to express. You scan the face of your boss, your partner, your peers, looking for the subtle nod that tells you, "Good boy, you may proceed." You are suffering from terminal domestication. You have trained yourself to suppress your impulses until they are validated by an external authority. You apologize when you haven't done anything wrong. You step out of the way on the sidewalk for people who are smaller than you. You laugh at jokes that aren't funny because you fear the awkward silence. Machiavelli identified this pathology immediately. He saw that the world is divided into those who wait for destiny, which he called fortuna, and those who seize it, which he called virtue. In The Prince, he uses the metaphor of the lion not just to represent strength, but to represent the totality of will. The lion does not negotiate with the gazelle. It does not file a grievance with nature when it is hungry. It does not wait for the gazelle to recognize its merit and offer itself up as a meal. The lion imposes its reality upon the environment. The lion acts. The prey reacts. If you want to stop being poor, you must realize that money is a transfer of energy from the prey to the predator. In the corporate world, the prey are the employees who wait for a raise. The predators are the ones who negotiate, leverage, and demand. In the marketplace, the prey are the consumers who buy to feel safe. The predators are the marketers who sell the feeling of safety. Which one are you? This brings us to the first Machiavellian law, the law of the lion. Consider the history you were never taught. Consider Cesare Borgia, the man Machiavelli admired most. Here was a man who understood that power is a vacuum. It does not belong to the rightful heir. It belongs to the one who fills the void. When Borgia conquered the Romagna, the region was plagued by robber barons and chaos. He did not try to be liked by the chaotic, warring factions. He realized that chaos is a ladder for the bold and a grave for the timid. When his own captains, men he paid, men he trusted, conspired against him, he did not hesitate. He did not ask for an apology. He did not try to talk it out to find a compromise. He understood that a threat cannot be negotiated with, it must be extinguished. He invited them to Sinigaglia with a smile. He offered them gifts. He lulled them into the comfort of his apparent forgiveness. He played the good guy, and the moment the doors closed, he had them strangled. You recoil at this. I can feel it. You think, that is evil. I am better than that. Are you? Or Are you just weaker than that? There is a profound difference between being good and being incapable. You are not virtuous because you do not destroy your enemies. You are harmless because you cannot. You are a rabbit who prides himself on not eating wolves. That is not morality. That is necessity. Let us drag this into your reality. You see the arrogance in your workplace, the incompetent manager who steals your ideas, the loud, charismatic idiot who gets the promotion you deserved, the partner who treats you with indifference because they know you will never leave. You hate them, but you also envy them. Why do they win? They win because they are operating under the law of the lion. They do not wait for the right time. They do not wait for the green light. They move with 60% certainty while you are paralyzed waiting for 100%. They are occupying space. You are shrinking to fit. The hesitation tax is real. Every time you say, "I'll ask my boss if it's okay," you are signaling submission. Every time you say, "I hope she likes me," you are handing over your sovereignty. Every time you say, "Maybe next year," you are digging a grave for your potential. This is the hesitation tax. It is the most expensive bill you pay. The universe is indifferent to your desires. It is a cold, unyielding mechanism. It does not reward the nice. It rewards the vector. It rewards the object that moves with the most force and the most direction. If you want to escape the life of a background character, you must kill the grazer in your mind. You must stop asking for what is already yours. Eliminate the question mark. Stop ending your sentences with an upward inflection. It makes you sound unsure. It makes you sound submissive. Speak in statements. Use a downward inflection. Stop asking for permission to speak. State your intent. Say, "I am doing this," not "can I do this." Win the eye contact war. When you walk into a room, do not look at the floor. Find the eyes of the most powerful person there and hold them until they look away. Establish that you are a predator, not prey. Devour the space. Physicality matters. The good guy makes himself small so he doesn't inconvenience others. The lion takes up the armrest. The lion breathes deeply. The lion exists without apology. The world is a feast. The lion eats first. The jackals eat second. The insects eat last. Look at your plate. If it is empty, it is because you are still waiting to be served. Now we descend deeper. If the law of the lion is about your mindset, the law of usefulness is about your survival. There is a childish illusion that persists in the mind of the good guy. It is the illusion of unconditional value. You believe that because you are loyal, because you are kind, because you have good intentions, you are safe. You believe that the people around you, your boss, your friends, your lover, keep you around because they love you. Let me shatter this for you immediately. Unless you are a child or a pet, you are not loved unconditionally. You are loved on the condition of your utility. The moment you cease to be useful, you cease to exist in their minds. This sounds cynical. No. This is biological. This is historical. This is the truth. Machiavelli wrote with chilling clarity, "Men are entirely self-interested. They will offer you their blood, their property, their lives, and their children when the need is far distant. But when it approaches, they revolt." The good guy does not understand this. He operates on the strategy of sacrifice. He stays late at the office to help out, thinking this buys him loyalty. He listens to his friends' endless complaints for hours, thinking this buys him respect. He sacrifices his own boundaries to please his partner, thinking this buys him security. And yet, when the layoffs come, the good guy is the first to go. When the friend finds a cooler crowd, the good guy is ghosted. When the relationship hits a rough patch, the good guy is left for someone with more spine. Why? Because sacrifice is not power, necessity is power. You are making yourself available, but you are not making yourself necessary. Availability is cheap. Whatever is abundant is worthless. By constantly giving, by constantly saying yes, by constantly being the emotional janitor for everyone else's mess, you have flooded the market with your own value. You have caused hyperinflation of your own presence. You have become a commodity, and commodities are replaced the moment a cheaper or newer version arrives. The Machiavellian law of usefulness states, "Do not build your fortress on the quicksand of gratitude. Build it on the bedrock of dependency." Gratitude is a burden. When you do something nice for someone, they feel a debt. People hate having debts. Eventually, they will resent you for the favor. But dependency creates fear of loss. In your career, do not just be hardworking. Any idiot can work hard. You must be the keeper of the keys. You must hold the relationship with the biggest client. You must know the proprietary code that no one else understands. You must control the access point. You must position yourself so that if you are removed, the building collapses. If they can replace you in 2 weeks with a LinkedIn ad, you are already dead. You just haven't stopped moving yet. Now, apply this to the heart. This is where it gets truly dark. In relationships, the good guy thinks, if I give her everything, she will never leave. False. If you give everything, you have nothing left to trade. You become boring. You become a utility, like a dishwasher, reliable, functional, and completely invisible until you break. Desire requires friction. Respect requires a threshold of fear, the fear of losing you. If you are so useful, so accommodating, so good that there is zero risk of you ever walking away, you have removed the tension required for attraction. You have become a safety net. And nobody dreams about a safety net, they only use it when they fall. You must shift from servitude to sovereignty. Create an information silo. In business, never teach everything you know. Always keep the last mile of the process to yourself. Be the only one who knows how to fix the machine when it jams. In your personal life, practice the art of absence. Do not answer every text immediately. Do not be available for every event. Remind them of the cold wind that blows when you are not there to provide warmth. Identify the pain point. Identify what the people around you need most. Is it stability? Is it validation? Is it money? Is it excitement? Become the sole provider of that specific drug. And then, subtly, let them know that the supply is conditional on their respect. Machiavelli taught us that it is better to be feared than loved. If you cannot be both, why? Because love is held together by a chain of obligation which, men being selfish, is broken at every opportunity. But fear is preserved by a dread of punishment which never fails. I am not telling you to terrorize your family. I am telling you to be vital. The oxygen in the room is not good. It is simply necessary. When it is gone, panic ensues. Be the oxygen, not the doormat. People do not throw away the key to the safe. Become the key. We have sharpened the mind and secured the leverage. Now we must address the mechanism of delivery, the spectacle. This is the pill that will choke the good guy. You have been raised on the poisonous milk of humility. From the time you were a child, you were programmed with slave morality. You were told, don't brag, keep your head down, let your work speak for itself. Pride comes before a fall. Who taught you this? Was it the masters of the world? Was it the CEOs, the generals, the conquerors? It was the people training you to be a compliant servant. Think, who benefits when you are humble? Who benefits when you are silent about your achievements? Who benefits when you make your labor look easy? Your owner benefits. If you are quiet, you are cheap. If you are humble, you are manageable. If you are low maintenance, you are indistinguishable from the office furniture. The good guy operates on a fatal assumption. He believes the world is a meritocracy. He believes that if he fixes the code, organizes the logistics, and saves the account in silence, the universe will telepathically reward him. He waits for the tap on the shoulder. He waits for his boss to say, "I noticed how hard you worked in the shadows. Here is the kingdom." You will die waiting. The world is a noisy, chaotic, sensory overloaded bazaar. The human brain is biologically designed to filter out 99% of information to prevent insanity. It only registers contrast, volume, and spectacle. If you do not force your way through the filter, you do not exist. Machiavelli, the anatomist of power, was explicit. Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. Everyone sees the appearance, few touch the reality. The good guy despises the showman. You look at the loud, charismatic, incompetent in your office, the one who spends all day networking and sending flashy emails while you do the actual work. You call him a fraud. He is not a fraud. He is a player, and he is beating you. He understands that perception is reality. If you do the work of a god but display the presence of a mouse, you will be treated like vermin. You must abandon the comfort of the shadows. The shadows are where you hide because you are afraid of judgment. You tell yourself you are humble, but in reality, you are cowardly. You fear the spotlight because the spotlight burns. To ascend, you must master the theater of power. Never, under any circumstances, make a difficult task look easy. This is the mark of a fool. If you solve a complex problem, you must first sell the complexity of the problem. You must paint the picture of the abyss you just crossed. Do not say, "I fixed the server." Say, "The entire database was minutes away from total corruption. I had to restructure the architecture to prevent a catastrophic loss of assets. It is stable now." You are not reporting a fix, you are reporting a victory. See the difference. One is a janitor, the other is a savior. Be the savior. Work that is not seen is work that was not done. Never complete a task without a physical or digital totem of its existence. A report, a presentation, a manifesto. Do not just give them the result, give them the documentation of your brilliance. Make your contribution heavy. Make it occupy space on their desk and in their inbox. Stop shrinking. The good guy tries to take up as little space as possible. He speaks quickly to not waste time. He sits in the corner. Stop it. Slow down your speech. Silence is a weapon. Use it to create tension before you speak. Stand in the center of the room. Wear clothes that separate you from the herd. If you look like a subordinate, you will be paid like a subordinate. Availability is the enemy of value. Occasionally, you must decline a request, not because you cannot do it, but to demonstrate that your time is a scarce resource. I cannot attend that meeting. I am focusing on a high-value target. This signals that you are not a servant at their beck and call. You are a general manning a front. You must light a fire. If you are doing good work in the dark, you are committing suicide. It is better to be criticized for being too loud than to be ignored for being too quiet. The world does not pay for what is hidden. The world pays for what is seen. I can feel the resistance in your chest. The good guy programming is fighting for its life. It is screaming in your ear, "This is wrong. This is manipulative. This is sociopathic. I just want to be a good person." Let us examine this goodness of yours. Let us hold it up to the light and see what it truly is. Most of what you call virtue is simply cowardice in a Sunday suit. You claim you are peaceful, but are you peaceful? Or are you just incapable of violence? If you were physically threatened, could you defend yourself? If your family was in danger, could you neutralize the threat? If the answer is no, you are not peaceful. You are defenseless. You claim you are humble, but are you humble? Or are you just terrified of judgment? You hide your talents not because you are modest, but because you are afraid to fail in public. That is not humility. That is fear. This is the hardest pill to swallow. You are not a good person. You are a harmless person. And in the grand calculus of history, the harmless are the first to be slaughtered. Carl Jung, the man who mapped the abyss of the human soul, gave us the ultimate warning. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. You cannot reach the heights of success, authority, or financial sovereignty unless you have sunk your roots into the dark soil of your own nature. You must touch your capacity for aggression. You must touch your capacity for ruthlessness. You must touch your capacity for monsterhood. Why? Because the world is run by monsters. The boardrooms, the political arenas, the marketplaces, these are habitats of high-functioning predators. If you enter these spaces as a naive, wide-eyed child, armed only with your good intentions, you will be devoured. To navigate a forest of wolves, you do not need to become a wolf, but you must become a monster tamer. And the only way to tame a monster is to speak its language. You must integrate the benevolent shadow. The law of the lion is not about oppression. It is about the capacity for violence held under strict control. It is the ability to say no with such finality that it stops a room. The law of usefulness is not about manipulation. It is about leverage. It is ensuring that you are so vital to the survival of the group that you cannot be discarded. The law of spectacle is not about vanity. It is about influence. If you have the cure for a disease, but you refuse to market it because you want to be humble, you are not virtuous. You are negligent. You are letting people die to protect your ego. Let me show you your future if you refuse this integration. Let me show you the cost of remaining the good guy. 10 years from now, you are 45. You are earning 60% of your potential. You are exhausted. You come home to a house you don't truly own. You look at your partner and you see the light has gone out of their eyes. They don't hate you, it's worse. They pity you. They see a man who never quite made it, a man who was too afraid to ask for what he was worth. Then the crisis hits. A parent gets sick. A child needs a specialist. A legal battle emerges. And you realize, with a sick feeling in your gut, that you are powerless. You cannot write the check to solve the problem. You cannot make the phone call to the senator to fix the issue. You cannot protect the people you love because you were too busy being nice to acquire power. In that moment, your morality will feel like ashes in your mouth. Power is not a toy. Power is a duty. If you are a good man, it is your moral obligation to become powerful, because if you don't, the bad men will take that power, and they will use it to destroy everything you care about. The solution is not to become the villain. The solution is to become the dangerous protector. The dangerous protector has the teeth of the wolf, the cunning of the fox, and the heart of the father. He knows how to bite, but he chooses when to bite. You must stop fearing your dark side. You must enter the basement of your psyche. Find the monster chained up in the dark and unchain him. Do not let him rule you, but do not lock him away. Walk with him. Let him stand behind you when you negotiate, Let him stand behind you when you demand respect. The world does not need more nice guys. The world needs capable men. We have reached the terminal point of this briefing. You have stared into the abyss of your own nature. You now possess the 3 keys that the good guy is too terrified to touch. You have the eye of the lion, the refusal to ask for permission. You have the leverage of usefulness, the architectural construction of dependency. You have the light of spectacle, the mastery of perception and narrative. But do not mistake this transmission for victory. Information is not transformation. Knowledge is not power. Execution is power. Right now, you are standing at a divergence point. This is the great filter. Statistically, 95% of you will fail here. You will treat this video as content. You will treat it as dark entertainment. You will get a momentary dopamine hit from the feeling of understanding power, and then you will click off. You will return to the anesthesia of the infinite scroll. You will return to your cubicle, your lukewarm relationships, and your silent desperation. You will tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." Let me tell you the darkest truth about tomorrow. Tomorrow is the arrogance of the doomed. You assume you have time. You assume the world will wait for you to be ready. You assume that your potential is a savings account that gains interest. It does not. Potential rots. Every day you spend as the nice guy, waiting for permission, hiding your ambition, serving others without leverage, is a day you are actively digging your own grave. I want you to visualize the default path. I want you to feel the texture of the life that society has prepared for you. Imagine waking up at 65. You are in a house you don't fully own, drowning in debt from a life spent buying things to impress people you hate. You look in the mirror and see a man who was obedient, a man who followed the rules. You go to your retirement party. Your boss, a man far less intelligent than you, but far more Machiavellian, gives a 3-minute speech. He mispronounces your name. He hands you a cheap plaque. And then you are walked out of the building. You are replaced the next morning. The waters close over your head as if you never existed. Does that terrify you? It should. That is the fate of the harmless. That is the reward for being yourself. To escape this fate, you must commit a murder. You must kill the good guy. He is not you. He is a parasite. He is a collection of fears and social programming designed to keep you docile. He is the voice that says, "Don't make a scene." He is the voice that says, "Be grateful for what you have." Bury him. From his ashes, you must build the sovereign. The sovereign operates on a different physics. He does not hope, he hunts. He is not needed, he is required. He is not discovered, he is revealed. I am not interested in your motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are for children. I am interested in your discipline. Here is your initialization protocol for the next 7 days. Do not deviate. First, audit your agreeableness. For the next 7 days, if a request does not serve your mission, you will decline it. You will not offer an excuse. You will not say, "I can't, because." You will simply say, "I will not be able to do that." Sit in the awkward silence. Watch how they respect you more, not less. Second, perform the leverage check. Look at your job. Look at your relationship. Ask the brutal question, if I disappeared today, how much pain would it cause? If the answer is little to none, you are in danger. Pick one skill or one asset this week that you can acquire to increase your indispensability. Start building the fortress. Third, make the visual declaration. Stop dressing for comfort. Stop speaking to fill the void. When you enter a room this week, pause at the door. Scan the room, choose your seat, speak 20% slower, force the world to adjust to your tempo. Do not adjust to theirs. The world is not a playground, it is a coliseum. The gates are opening, the crowd is screaming, the lions are hungry. You can stay in the stands and watch, safe and poor and forgotten, or you can pick up the sword and enter the sand. The good guy stays in the stands, the sovereign enters the arena. The world does not reward the harmless. Wake up.